Welcome everybody to another episode of Shot in the Dark. I am your host, John Siino Evil here. Let's get right down to it. AEW Dark Elevation actually had 2 episodes this week. One on the Thursday right before the CM Punk Rampage debut to kind of hype up a little bit. These are from the Houston shows. So we have Santana and Ortiz defeating the team of Warren Johnson and Zach Mason. Ortiz got the pin after a Death Valley Driver neckbreaker combo. Highly recommend listening to Santana and Ortiz. They were on the AEW Restricted podcast. Really good listen. Nyla Rose defeated Steph MK. Towards the end, Steph tried to do twin magic with her sister Ashley, who was at ringside, to do a surprise roll-up, but it didn't work as Rose beast-bombed Ashley and got the pin. Nyla and Vicky realized it was the wrong sister, so they grabbed Steph on the outside and gave her the beast bomb as well. Vicky cut a promo on the fans and how they all cheer Britt Baker instead of Nyla Rose, and says that broken Barbies end up in the trash can. Emi Sakura, making her return back here to the States, defeated Maddie Rinkowski. Sakura was in a Women's World Championship Eliminator Tournament back in February in Japan, but this is her first match back in the States since December of 2019. Quick work here with Sakura winning with the Dragon Sleeper. Mark Sterling and Jade, they cut a promo on Kiera Hogan, where Jade Cargill says that she's going to show Kiera why she's that bitch. Private Party defeated the team of Edge, Stone, and Will Allday. Stone is making his AEW debut, about 5 years of experience, coming from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Quick win here, with them pinning Allday after the gin and juice after about a minute. In the main event here, really good 8-minute match here. Daniel Garcia defeated Matt Sydal by submission with a sharpshooter, where he cranked all the way back. Can't say enough good things about Garcia. He's definitely one of the future stars to look forward to. The regular AEW Dark Elevation from Monday, also from Houston. We have Eddie Kingston joining Paul White and Tony Schiavone on commentary here. Dante Martin defeated Anthony Bowens with a jumping, spinning stunner. Really good opening match here. Went almost 10 minutes. Was back and forth. Bowens had a lot of close calls and pin attempts, but Dante does get the win. We go to Big Swole and Julia Hart, who are backstage. Swole says that all Diamante does is cheat to win her matches, and Swole and Julia challenge Diamante to get a tag team partner for a match. Varsity Blondes defeated Warren Johnson and Zach Mason. Pillman's wearing like a singlet now, very amateur wrestling style here. And he gets the pin on Johnson after the springboard clothesline. Diamante responds to Julian Rose and said that she found the Beast suitable partner, and in walks Nyla Rose. I personally was hoping for Kiera Hogan, with obviously Diamante and Kiera Hogan having a partnership. That would have been a pretty cool surprise. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta defeated the team of the Hybrid 2 and the Blade. Cassidy gets the big hot tag at the end, hits the Orange Punch and Beach Break on the Blade for the pin. Matt Hardy comes out with the Private Party after to confront his Dynamite opponent Orange Cassidy and says that he will delete him. Ty Conti defeated Promise Braxton with the DD tie. Kingston didn't want to call it that. He also kept correcting Schiavone on names of moves. At one point he said Ace Crusher, and Tony Schiavone said, "It's the Ice Pressure." Pretty funny stuff here with Kingston correcting him. Death Triangle defeated the Dark Order. Right as the bell rings, Andrade and Chavo come out, and they sit ringside to watch the match. They actually gave a name to Andrade's interpreter. His name is Jose. Kingston asks who made the Sling Blade famous, and Schiavone says, well, Billy Bob Thornton, of course, because of the movie. Kingston says, no, it's Tanahashi. Schiavone brings up the ongoing dissension between the Dark Order. All stepping back to Hangman Page's actions, but Pac gets the pin on Angels after the Black Arrow. And after the match, Angels and Evil Uno, they have a little bit of a shoving contest here. Colt Cabana tries to get in between them. The rest of the Dark Order run out. And Alan Angels just kind of like walks away from the Dark Order. And Evil Uno puts his head down in disappointment. They had a little bit of miscommunication throughout the match that caused this. So interesting here development. I'm still going to stick by my gut instinct that Bray Wyatt will show up. Whether it's in the Rochester show coming up soon, I don't know if he's able to do that, or in January when they're in New Orleans, but I definitely see Bray Wyatt being the glue to put the Dark Order back together. We go to Tuesday's AEW Dark Thunder. Rosa defeated Heather Reckless, making her debut easily here by submission with the Peruvian necktie. They announced the first entrant in the Casino Battle Royal at All Out buy-in show will be Nyla Rose. The winner gets a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship. The Varsity Blondes defeated the team of Ren Jones and Braden Lee, both making their debuts. Braden Lee I've seen recently on GCW at their homecoming shows. He's been in GCW pretty regularly recently. And Jones is actually the former Paul McCruz. He also appeared on 205 Live once as Trip Bradshaw. And the reason he had this name was solely because a couple weeks prior to that, JBL had actually tripped on his way to the ring. So, hence Trip Bradshaw. Yeah. Griff Garrison pins Jones after Brian Pillman hits the springboard clothesline. Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Captain Sean Dean. Hobbs destroyed Sean Dean in mere seconds with the town business. It should be noted that this is Sean Dean's hometown of Chicago that they wrestled in. So there's no better way to get, heat than making the hometown boy lose. After the match, Hook and Hobbs, they kept attacking while Ricky Starks hyped them up on commentary. Britt Baker comes out to a huge reaction with Rebel Not Rebel, or Rebel Not Rebel, whatever. And Jamie Hayter. Tony Schiavone kept hyping up Hayter's debut, which it is not her debut, against Red Velvet. She's wrestled before. And Baker cuts a promo hyping up herself, and then talks down on Red Velvet as Hayter starts to talk about her as well. Red Velvet comes out only to get beat down by all three women, but she gets saved by Chris Statlander. Dante Martin defeated Alan Five Angels with a straightjacket Death Valley driver. The Lucha Brothers defeated Net Camarado and Aaron Solo, also showing from the Lucha Brothers here, with Penta getting the pin on Solo after the Fear Factor, while Phoenix takes Camarado outside with a huge crossbody. John Silver and Ten defeated Cal Hero and Isaiah Moore, who's making his debut. Ten gets the pin on Moore after Silver hits an airplane backbreaker. No dissension from the Dark Order here, should be noted. And the main event, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta defeated the Hybrid 2 and Matt Hardy. Cassidy gets the pin on Angelico by reversing and sitting down for a pin. There was a lot of back and forth attempts in this match as far as pinfalls go. NWA Power actually did not have a new episode. It was more of a best of episode, hyping up this weekend's pay-per-views, which includes the all-women's pay-per-view and Power, as well as the 73 anniversary show, which they announced that Ric Flair will be there. So go to postwrestling.com this weekend if you are not watching the show for my coverage. Saturday for the Empower show and Sunday for the 73 show. We move on to NXT UK, where the NXT UK Women's Champion, Meiko Satomura, defends against Stevie Turner by submission with the STF. Great match here, back and forth. Nice showing from Turner. Amelia McKenzie was in Meiko's corner, kind of just saying that she's being a student here and learning. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a teacher versus student match down the line with Meiko and Amelia McKenzie. We get hype videos hyping up Kenny Williams versus Oliver Carter in the Heritage Cup tournament, as well as Joe Coffey versus Rampage Brown and Ginny versus Eva Valkyrie, which are all coming up in the next couple weeks. Saxon Huxley defeated Eddie Dennis with the Desolation Peak. After the match, T-Bone and Primate come out and they attack him as Symbiosis stands tall. Danny Luna defeated Isla Dawn. The ending came when Dawn pulled some of Luna's hair out, which got her extremely angry, so she comes back with the Death Valley driver sit-out powerbomb for the pin. And the main event for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships, Pretty Deadly retains over Moustache Mountain. Pretty Deadly come out wearing fake mustaches, pretty much mocking Tyler Bate and Trent Seven. They get the pin on Tyler Bate after a shot from the bell and hitting the spilt milk. Very good match here. Regardless of the cheating tactics, they do win. I'm still under the impression that Pretty Deadly and or Moustache Mountain might find their way to NXT proper, hopefully soon. I know Kaylee Ray obviously showed up. They did hype up Isla Dragunov having some sort of presentation next week, even though he's in NXT as well, so I'm not sure what's going to go happen there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Walter sticks around at NXT to feud with a couple of the guys down in Florida. 205 Live, we get two first-time matches here as Ikemen Jiro defeats Andre Chase with the Ikemen Splash Kick, and Joe Gacy defeated Grayson Waller with the Handspring Lariat. New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong, Matt Morris, a.k.a. Aiden English, a.k.a. Matt Retwalt, as he's appeared on Impact recently, makes his New Japan debut here, defeated Alex Coughlin with a single underhook facelock drop. Pretty cool here that he was on commentary for the Resurgence show, and now he's wrestling. Speaking of debuts, Daniel Garcia had a debut as well, as he, Fred Rosser, and Fred Yehai, they lost to Clark Connors, Ren Narita, and TJP when Narita pins Garcia after a belly-to-belly bridge suplex. In the main event, newest members of the Team Filthy, Jarrell Nelson, and Royce Isaacs of the West Coast Wrecking Crew defeated Chris Dickinson and Brody King of Violence Unlimited. J.R. Kratos, he's in the corner of the West Coast Wrecking Crew, and he takes care of Brody King on the outside, while Jarrell Nelson hits a flying elbow, and Royce Isaacs gets the pin on Dickinson. Ring of Honor, we have the Women's World Title Tournament quarterfinals here, as Rok-C defeated Quinn McKay with the Code Red, or the Code Rocket, she calls it. Miranda Alize defeated Nicole Savoy with a drive-by kick to advance. So Rok-C and Alize will go head-to-head in the semifinals. In the main event, the No Disqualification Match, Demonic Flamita defeated Rey Horus. This show actually aired the same time as their Philadelphia shows, the Glory by Honor shows, Night 1 and Night 2, which were in Philadelphia. If you haven't seen those, check out my coverage on postwrestling.com, as I do have reports for both of those shows. Pretty good shows. Probably the one match I think that would stand out from that weekend would be the tag team match of Dragon Lee and Roosh versus Bandito and Rey Horus. Vincent and Matt Taven had a cage match that was okay. Flip Gordon and Bandito had a match. Nothing too crazy to go out of your way and watch this week. I would recommend, though, from the Impact Emergence show, we had Josh Alexander defending the X Division title against Jake something. That was really good. That as well, my report on postwrestling.com. I watched a lot of wrestling this weekend, on top of Up Next Summer, which we won't talk about. But congratulations to Fire Frank for winning the championship. And you know what? Congratulations to David Portman as well for defeating me, if you haven't heard it. But yeah, Impact, Emergence, Ring of Honor, reports on there, as well as the NWA shows, which are coming up this weekend. WWE main event, we had Jackson Riker, the fan favorite Jackson Riker, clapping with fans ringside, defeated Cedric Alexander, and the main event, Ricochet defeated Angel Garza. When Angel was making his way to the ring, he was trying to give his rose to a lady ringside, but some dude who was over ecstatic just snatched it, and I guess it made his day. The WWE Network editions of the week, Progress Chapter 118, which includes the return of Doug Williams, British legend here, made his return to Progress. WXW We Love Wrestling, episode number 14, and another episode of ICW Fight Club. That is it. Again, check out my reports on PulseWrestling.com, as well as Turning Heels every Monday with B Detroit, talking about the Stars original show. We just put up an episode on the last episode, which is called Dusty Finish, and next week will be the episode which has the debut on heels of a Mr. CM Punk, Phil Brooks. What the world is talking about right now. And that is it for me this week. You can catch me here next week for another episode of Shot in the Dark.